We're going to start with one of the harder ones. We're starting with substring. So for this example, I've made rope a string, and on belay is the phrase that's stored into a rope. So substring has two different methods in the string class. It is an overloaded method, so it can take either one parameter or it can take two parameters. So here are two examples, one where it takes each. If it takes one parameter, then the number that you put in is the starting index for the piece of the string you're going to send back. So first I'm going to number this so this makes sense. The very first character we start with is 0, and then we go to 1, the space is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? So if I ask for rope.substring of 5, I would start from 5 and I would return everything from 5 until the end of the word. So this would return lay. Right? If I pass in two parameters, it's going to start with the first one and include that first one, but it is not going to include the second one. So it's sort of like saying I include position number 1, but I do not include number 6. If we were using interval notation from pre-calc, it would look like that. So I'm going to include number 1, right? And I'm going to go until I get to number 6, but I'm not going to include 6. So it would be N space B-E-O. Okay? That's substring. What I'd like you to do right now is pause the video, go to CSA Games, and play like 5 of the substring ones. It shouldn't take you very long to see whether or not you're getting this. Go ahead and check your notes if you're feeling like it's a little weird. You've got this. Pause. So, hopefully you've tried it now. I wanted to talk about, if you look at your next page of notes, you'll see there are places where it doesn't go right. So I wanted to talk about those before you accidentally stumbled into it. So, rope.substring from 5 to 7. So if we're looking at this from 5 to 7, it would choose 5, 6, and not include 7. That would be la. If I tried to do rope.substring 5 to 8, instead of cutting it off at 6, it would include 7 and not include position number 8. So that's actually okay, even though there is no position 8. Since it doesn't include this value, it's okay. So this is going to give me L-A-Y. But if I try to go 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I'm going to take the 8, right? Yeah? Position 8, there's nothing in position 8. That's non-existent. So when I do this, you're going to get an index out of bounds exception. Index, because these are indices. It's the plural of index. Indices. More than one index. Index out of bounds. Alright, so if you see that, you know that somehow you've gone off the edge of your string. That's probably a bad thing. Alright, we're going to move on to char at. Alright, char at, or some people say care at, but that sounds like a vegetable to me, is short for character at, so you pick whichever one makes the most sense to you. It essentially just picks the character at a particular place in the string and returns that character. Alright, so you can sort of do this with substring, actually. If you want to pick just one character, I can say, hey, from 0 to 1, not including 1. That would give me position 0, right here. Position 0. Okay, so this is going to return O. Here, rope.char at 0 also returns an O. This is a little bit different though. This O that is returned is a string. The O that is returned here is a char. Why is this important? Chars are primitives, and primitives can be compared with double equals. So if you want to see if what comes back is an O, you could write this and compare it to the letter O character with a double equals and say, hey, was it an O? With this one, you'll have to take this and use dot equals to see if it was an O. So it's just how you're going to use it afterwards. All right, single quotation marks, single apostrophes for char, doubles for strings. All right. 3, what do you think it returns? Take a second, decide. 0, 1, 2, 3. I'm hoping you said B. There you go, B. It's going to return the char B. All right, that's char at. Next one. All right, now come the easy ones. Length. So this is truly just counting how many letters are there, or how many characters are there. Please do not confuse the length with the last index. This is not a 7-letter string. This is an 8-character string. If you actually count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, there are 8 things there. So rope.length should give you back 8. That is different from the last index. It's 1 higher than the last index. So be very careful because you're going to work a lot with loops and working with the last index. So you can say that things are less than the length of a string and it'll go all the way to 7 and the length is 8 and it'll stay less than the length. So I'll show you some examples of that in class, but for now, just be aware that the length and the last index are not the same. Okay, to uppercase. To uppercase is going to take on belay and do exactly what you think it is. It's going to return the string with everything as capital letters. To lowercase, we'll just return the lowercase version of it. Those are the easy ones. For the last method I'm going to talk about, I actually extended our string. So now rope is on belay, belay on, which is what we would say when we were starting to climb. All right, so index of, rope, dot index of. This is going to find the position of a string within a string. So if I say rope dot index of A, it'll go find an A in my string. It will return the index of the first instance of that string. So if I go look for A, so 1, 2, 3, there it is, it's at 6. So this one's going to return a 6. If I went to look for an index of space, it would find a space, the first one, and go, oh, that's 2. Okay. It can look for more than just a single character. It can look for a longer string. So rope.index of bell with a capital B, it doesn't think this is the same. It goes and finds the capital B, B-E-L. So that's from 10, that starts at 10. It'll give you the position of the first character in your string. So it'll send back 10. It doesn't have to send a range back. It just sends the index of the first character, where that string starts. If I ask it for index of Z, right? There are no Z's in this. Certainly not 3 of them. So if it doesn't find it, it will return -1. -1 is clearly not a reasonable index. You start counting at 0. So when you see -1, you go, aha, it's not there, all right? That's the goal here. So if you find something, if you're looking for something and it's not found, it will return -1. Okay, those are the string methods you have to know for Monday. See you then.